Hey guys, welcome back to the Healthy Grocery Girl channel. My name is Aaron. I am Megan's husband and business partner, and today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make a meal. This is something that we make whenever we're in the mood for Thai food or takeout. It's not exactly authentic Thai food by any means, but it's kind of in that same style of food. And so we don't really have a name for it, but let's just call it homemade veggie takeout. To make this dish, you're going to need wide rice noodles, baby bok choy, carrots, some sliced onion, liquid aminos or soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, maple syrup, Thai red chili paste, salt and paprika, and a can of chickpeas. All right, so let's get started with our dish. The first step is we're gonna soften our noodles. These are dry, wide rice noodles, and you can boil them, you can follow the package instructions, but the easiest way I find is just putting them in a bowl, like this, and then pouring some hot water. This is boiling tea water from a tea kettle over the top, and we're just gonna let them soak, and they're just gonna soften up like that. Next, we're gonna make roasted chickpeas. Start with a can of chickpeas, drain and rinse them, and then you wanna add them to a baking dish like this. I like to use one with sides. And since they're still a little wet, I like to throw them in the oven. This is at about 350 Fahrenheit, and let them just kind of dry out in the oven for 10 minutes before we put any oil or seasoning on them. Next step, we're gonna prep some vegetables. We've got onion, carrot, and baby bok choy. The onions I've already sliced. That's pretty easy to do. Then we're gonna peel and slice our carrots. So real easy, just grab a peel. You can also just scrub them under some cold water. That's a good way to get your carrots clean, but I find it actually faster and easier to peel. Once we peel our carrots, we're gonna cut them into little discs. We're looking at probably a 1/4 inch thick, I don't know if you can see that, but 1/4 inch thick little discs. You can really cut your carrots any way you want, but this is how I like to do it. One trick when slicing carrots into little discs like this is the thicker part of the carrot, the discs should be a little thinner, and the thinner part of the carrot, the point, they should be a little longer. And that's because we want them kind of the same thickness all the way through, and that way they cook evenly. Now that our carrots are done, we're gonna prep our bok choy. This that we're using today is baby bok choy, but you could use full size if you want. I prep them into 2 different sections because I cook them for different amounts of time. So the harder part down here at the bottom, we're gonna cook that with the onions and the carrots, and then the softer part, we're gonna save the thinner, flimsier part, I guess it's softer, we're gonna keep, and we're just gonna throw in at the end, just like we're throwing in any leafy green. It's also important to give the bok choy a really good rinse because I often find a lot of dirt inside bok choy. The chickpeas have been in the oven for about 10 minutes, so they're starting to dry out and they're ready to put on some oil and some seasonings. We're just gonna use coconut oil here. I've got some in a little jar. It's winter, so it's solid right now, but during the summer it's kind of liquidy. We're gonna take a scoop. We're gonna call it 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. Get off the spoon. There we go. And then we're gonna shake that around a little. The pan is hot because it was in the oven. Start melting the coconut oil with the chickpeas. And then we have 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt and 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. We'll add that to the chickpeas with the oil, give it a really good shake, and back in the oven for about 10-15 minutes. Next, we're gonna saute our vegetables. We've got a large, deep saute pan here. Got it over medium heat. I'm gonna put a scoop, probably a tablespoon or a little more, of coconut oil in the pan. We're gonna let the coconut oil melt, and then we're gonna add the onions, the carrots, and the harder part of the baby bok choy. We're gonna saute for about 10 minutes, stirring often. All right, we're almost done with the recipe today. The last step is we're gonna make the sauce. It's super simple, just stir some stuff together. We've got our liquid aminos here. You could also use soy sauce. Pour that in the dish. We've got rice wine vinegar. You could use champagne vinegar, red wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar. Anything would work, really. And then we also have some maple syrup. This is 100% real grade A maple syrup. Pour that in there. And finally, we have a little bit of Thai red chili paste. This is one of my favorite spices. It's got a great flavor. It's mild, it's not too spicy. It just makes this dish awesome. Put that in there. Handy dandy whisk, and we're just gonna whisk it together. Now that our noodles are done soaking, they are nice and soft. You can see how they have absorbed a lot of the water. We're gonna drain the rest of the water out of here. Take it over to the sink, drain out the water, and then we're simply gonna add in this sauce that we made to the noodles. And then we're gonna stir them around. And we're gonna throw these back in the pan with the veggies to kind of finish heating them up and cooking them the last little bit. But they are essentially done. Our chickpeas are also finished roasting. So we've got our noodles done, we've got our chickpeas done. We're just waiting on our veggies to get nice and tender, and then we're gonna throw everything together. The last step is to add the leafy part of the baby bok choy in with the sauteed vegetables and a little salt and pepper, and also add the noodles into the pan. Let this all cook for 3 to 5 minutes just to heat everything up and finish it off. Finally, you're gonna dish it up and it looks something like this. Thank you very much for watching the video today. If you make this recipe, I hope you enjoy it as much as we do. If you want the full recipe and all the details, go to our blog at healthygrocerygirl.com. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos like this, and also follow Megan on Instagram. So that's it. Have a wonderful day. See you in the next video. Bye.